Grant Hill was once the face of the NBA, and he was considered one of the most successful players of that time. But just when he thought he had it all, his dreams were crushed right in front of him. What exactly happened to one of the greatest players of the NBA? If you want to find out, keep watching, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon. Now, let's begin our journey to the past, when Grant Hill was all the hype among NBA fans. Grant Hill was born in Texas, the land of great people, in the year 1972. He became a professional basketball player because of the support he got from his father. Grant's father, Kelvin Hill, played for the NFL back in the 70s, so the love for sports was inherent in Grant Hill. He was good at sports since childhood, and when he got into Duke University, he played basketball for the Duke Blue Devils and was awarded the 1994 ACC Player of the Year. It was a great achievement for him because he had never taken basketball as seriously as before, but after this, he never looked back. At this time, there were quite a lot of emerging basketball players, but still, Grant managed to secure his position as the greatest college players of his era, and literally, everyone was talking about him because he was going to be the next big star of the NBA. Being the young star at his college time, he did not have difficulty at the beginning of his career, as he got picked immediately by the Detroit Pistons with the 3rd overall pick after his graduation in 1994. He had such an alluring college career that it paved the path for his professional success. He was also the first college player to get 19,000 points in the ACC, and he was not mastering in any one department, but he was doing it all from rebounds to assists and from block shots to steals. His journey with the Detroit Pistons was not happening as many people assumed, mainly because he just played as a forward with his team during that time, but he soon managed to hit the milestone of 1,000 points with the Pistons and became the first Pistons rookie to achieve this after Isaiah Thomas. Grant soon became co-rookie of the year alongside Jason Kidd, which indeed was a big achievement for a young man like him. But all these awards did not affect his game, and he kept playing like a pro. He also became a part of the NBA All-Star team, which is a big honor for any player, and he also became a leader for this team in 1994-95. Grant was an all-rounder, and he proved it on multiple occasions by leading his team to victory. For the team of Detroit, Grant literally was their only hope to win because he was a new talent and one of their most efficient players on their team. Grant became used to breaking records, and he always exceeded the expectations of his opponents and the press. Grant Hill managed to get a gold medal in 1996, which was one of his most outstanding achievements and which most people do not get in their entire lives. Young Grant Hill was getting everything a person would want in his life, and everything seemed like a fairy tale. He got this prestigious gold medal while being part of the United States basketball team in the Olympics. Grant became the player of the tournament in multiple leagues, and he was being considered at the top of the table at that time. Grant also got the IBM award after a while, which is only given to players who have outstanding contributions towards their team. Grant leads his team thrice in rebounds, points, and steals, which is an accomplishment that only one player has accomplished other than Grant. With Grant's help, the Detroit Pistons finally made it to the playoffs, and it was a critical moment for the whole team because they were qualified for the playoffs after 3 whole years. Though they failed in the playoffs, Grant still got exposure to a very professional platform and a high-pressure game in the playoffs, which improved his game and his strategy. He was becoming the next Michael Jordan for the common people. Everyone loved him because of his flawless performance, his leadership skills, and impressive strategies that he made while leading his team. No matter how many finished players were in the court, Grant always made sure that all eyes were on him with his performance and charisma. He was one of the most consistent basketball players. He played 80 games from 1996 to 1998. People were assuming that he would be a constant player in NBA games for years to come because he earned that position with his hard work, but no one really expected what happened next. Everything was great, and he was the high-scoring player of his team until the game that he played against the Philadelphia 76ers. It was the 15th of April 2000, and everyone was rooting for Grant to make a new record. But instead, his left ankle was strained because of an aggressive move. Basketball was his whole life, and he did not know what he would do with his life without this game. So Grant ignored the injury and told the press that he would recover and that it was not a big deal. He started playing again, and in the playoffs, he faced the Miami Heat. Because of constantly ignoring his injury and playing the game, his injury got worse, and he ended up getting severe pain and was unable to play. With his leading player missing, the Detroit Pistons were not able to defeat the Miami Heat and were swept in the playoffs. But this was not the end of his playing era, because just the next season, he signed with the Orlando Magic, where he partnered with Tracy McGrady, and their duo was being considered as one of the greatest duos in the history of the NBA. But the downfall of his career started on the day he got injured against the Philadelphia 76ers. Even while playing with the Orlando Magic, he was not himself, and he only played 4 games in the 2000-2001 season. He was getting treated constantly for his ankle injury, but things did not seem good at all. So he went for surgery, and while playing for the Orlando Magic, he had multiple surgeries, but they did not do much in bringing back the star of the NBA we once knew. He got another surgery in 2003 during the month of March, but this time, things did not go back to normal, and instead, Grant Hill got 104-degree fever as a reaction to the surgery, and he even started getting seizures, which made the situation worse. He had to be treated by intravenous therapy, and he was admitted to the hospital, which put a full stop to his career. To overcome this condition, he had to take antibiotics for several months, but for a player whose biggest benefit is his physical strength, he was becoming weaker, and his health was deteriorating, which made him anxious and depressed. Grant managed to gather enough strength to go for her rehabilitation and take care of his physical health so he can go back to the court. No matter how hard things seemed and no matter what people said to him, he continued to fight and never really gave up on his dreams. He finally got successful and started playing again, and then in 2005, he played 67 games, and he was on top all over again with an average of 19.7 points per game. This was a completely new chapter of Grant's life, and in this chapter, he became a much better player. People noticed apparent changes in his game and realized that he was not playing like he once did anymore. All the things that Grant Hill went through made him a much better player, and he said it on multiple occasions that he was just very grateful that he could play on the court again. He would then go on to play for the Phoenix Suns for the next 5 seasons until he was 39 years old, and then retired at the end of the season. A lot of people think that Grant Hill had a successful career in the 90s, but his success truly started after his injury when he fought with the consequences and emerged victoriously. Grant Hill certainly has one of the most inspiring stories in NBA history, so tell us about your favorite Grant Hill moment of his career in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care.